Okay. What's up, y'all? Said I was gonna make some videos. I just ain't really had the time to, so I'm gonna make a little time this time. What I want to talk about is what everybody thinking about doing. Everything else is going off grid, getting some land, building. You know, the real American dream. You know what I'm saying? The one we got tricked out of. So, I guess I can help you on a journey back to nature, the earth, the way it's supposed to be. You know what I mean? Get up out the city. I ain't out the city yet, but I'm trying to get out of the city because on the process of me going through this journey, I'm still learning on the process. So, I'm just gonna share the things that I've learned on the process, which is meaning like just ready to go. And anybody that know me, I've been talking about it for years. I always talk about, man, I'll get some land and I'm gone. Man, I'm gonna get some land and I'm gone. I got some land, I'm gone, but I ain't gone, you know what I mean? Because it's a lot of things that that I know now, that I learned now, that I didn't know in the process of just saying, F it, just do it, instead of keep putting it off. When you got the extra money, putting it off, you know what I'm saying, want to take care of this and take care of that, so the best thing to do is just jump on it. But be careful what you jump on. So, prime example, I'm going to talk about the things that which I've done, you know what I mean? So, like, first thing I would say, you gotta have a plan on what you really want to do, because buying raw land is just that, raw land, not nothing, not all you got is dirt. Hopefully some good dirt, you know what I'm saying, and not rocks and stuff like that, because that's a whole nother situation. But raw means raw, so you gotta be prepared to build it how it can be self-sustaining, which is easy, but it ain't easy. You know what I mean? Easy mean if you know the means or know the people or connected in the network that can get the things done that needs to get done. Like, the main thing is infrastructure. You got to think about your infrastructure first. That's your first number one key when you buying land, because if not, you in trouble. Because if you don't have no good roads, you can't get no materials up there. That's the bad thing. Got to make sure your roads is fairly decent. And then sometimes you got to get in certain roads, you got to make sure that you don't have to pay easements for other people's property, like cutting through your neighbor's yard to make this road. So you got to be careful with that too. So you wanted something where it's direct to the dirt road or to the main road, you know what I'm saying? So you don't have to pay for it. But either way it go, you're going to have to maintain your own dirt road anyway, unless you're trying to get, if you want to get a street. I know in Nevada you gotta make sure that the road is really good, well maintained, and then you gotta go get it approved by BLM. So then they come out, survey it, and let you get a street name. To me, it ain't that serious. For me, I'll just give me a PO box. I'm cool. You don't need to know out there anyway. So it depends on what you're looking for. But that's another story and another subject. But the infrastructure, your roads, that's the number one thing, because you ain't gonna be able to get no trailer back there, no nothing, no trucks, no nothing. So you gotta make sure that the road ain't too bad. But if it is, that should be your first main thing. And then I don't know about. Well, I've been doing the research on Arizona, because I'm about to plan on grabbing some in Arizona shortly, if not already. But I know in Nevada you have to put a fencing up around your property because they got free grazing. So that means they can just drop some cows off, and if your shit ain't fenced up, excuse the language, the cows can just graze on your land. You know what I'm saying? And you can't do nothing with the cows because they belong to somebody else. So the best thing to do is just have it fenced off. You know what I'm saying? With perimeter. But that ain't the least of your worries. So Let me come from a different aspect. Me, I'm from the city boy, little country boy too as well. It depends, how you look at it and how I was raised and stuff like that. But moving from the city to the desert, it's a big change. You know what I'm saying? Everything is different. I know you say that you live in the hood, grew up in the hood, been through a lot of things. I ain't scared of a lot of things, you know what I mean? But that's a whole different type of feeling out there. It's like a different world, a different space. It's different when it's wide open. So that's another thing you got to think about. You know what I'm saying? Then it's different animals and everything else. So, but I don't know the journey from everywhere everybody else is coming from. I'm just talking for me from the East Coast. You know what I'm saying? So moving to the West Coast desert, but it's a fun thing. Okay. So I know y'all like this nigga that got off something. Infrastructure, we still talking about the infrastructure. Once you get your roads together, that's fine. Your next important thing is your water and your wastewater. Now, see in Nevada, I'm only speaking on the things that I know because I got land in Nevada. I got 50 acres in Nevada that I want to develop into, a self-sufficient community of, like-minded people. Got some great ideas about it, and I'm still working on it and cutting out the plots and things of that nature, and breaking down how everything is, because the heart and soul of it is a farm. So the idea is build a farm, and the community around the farm, I feed the farm. So the community eats for free. Pretty much the whole little city, because the population in the city where I'm at now is only 31 people. So me having my farm, I don't care about feeding 31 people and whoever else there. You know what I'm saying? It's the only right thing to do. I'm going to be making enough food and growing enough food to produce to feed whomever, for real. You know what I'm saying? I just rather grow my own stuff. That way I know what I'm eating and feeding my people, because it's kind of, nobody really like us. I ain't got to get into detail, you know what I mean? But if I know you don't like me, why am I going to keep buying the shit that you're feeding me? You know what I mean? It only makes sense. So it's time to quit being lazy or quit saying we ain't got the time. The only reason why we don't got the time because we too busy working to pay off the debts. It's the debts that we acquire because of the things that we want. If we didn't want no things, the things that convenience, like the microwaves and stuff like that, we wouldn't have to work so hard. And we have more time to do the things that we really need to do. You know what I'm saying? Which is be one with Earth. Be with the planet, like Captain Planet. I don't know if y'all know about that or anything. Anyway, water. So now while I'm switching down to Arizona, because I've been researching where you can haul your water, which is a great idea, because you can dig and might not crack no well, and that's gonna cost you some money, because the way they got the laws is you gotta have a licensed individual from that state to dig your well. So that means you gotta come out of your pocket. You can't just go out there and dig a well, even though you can, but you can't legally. So there is some loopholes that you have to look for and things of that nature. So why I picked Nevada? Because the zoning is laxed, and everything that I want to build, I'm allowed to build it out there. So that's one fantastical reason why I went. Two, it's very, very, very reasonable. 3, it's only 31 people out there. And when I went out there, man, it's crazy, but I love it. I can't wait to go back down there. Only setback is the road, man, because I got a 12-mile dirt road, but it cuts through some things, so it's just gonna make it a little more complicated. So right now, my goal is to, find something in Arizona where I done found where now they even got even more lax restrictions. So here I come. You know what I'm saying? there they can you can build an earth home. That's what I'm on that. You know what I'm saying? Got plenty of sand. All I needed some sandbags. I got 50 acres of sand. I'm laughing because it sounds funny. You know what I'm saying? I sell my sandbags for dirt. Anybody needs some sandbags? Some dirt. Got prime dirt. Good soil. Oh, and the stuff that I put and planted, it's growing very well up here in this weird cold climate. So I can imagine how it's gonna do down there. I hope this don't offend nobody, but you know, it's legal where I'm at. So it's cool. So can't make no super long video, so it's gonna be a bunch of them. But the cisterns, which means like start researching on your water storage, your potable water storage. Something like a 25,000 gallon or 30,000 gallon polyurethane, you know, water storage, something like that, where it'll be worth it, where you can pay to have the water hauled to you and filled up your cistern, and you'll have 30,000 gallons of water. And they don't really cost that much, it's about $3,000 or $4,000. So it's just about how you do your research. So that'll be kind of one of your resources other than digging a well. Baby, let me tell you. And then it's supposed to be drying up over there, so you might be digging to the center of the earth. You know what I'm saying? So don't get you some hauling some water. So down with the wastewater, there's so many ways to do your septic. So that's really not that expensive, but depending on what kind of living situation you're gonna do is gonna determine what size you're gonna need. But on the safe side, if you ain't 100% sure, invest in the 3,000 gallon, you know, septic system. That'll cover a nice size area and housing and whatever. You'll be safe with that, and it ain't gonna cost that much if you go polyurethane. You know what I'm saying? So just some things that you need to check into. So you got your road, and then you got your water, kind of an idea, kind of a situation. You know what I'm saying? Let me see, I'm at 12 minutes. I'm gonna kill them at 15. So the next one is your lighting, your power. How you gonna power your stuff? You gonna go solar? You gonna have generators and batteries? You're gonna go prehistoric with fires and candles? I mean, either way is cool. You know what I'm saying? It's whatever you want. So, but me, I would probably do solar, wind, a little bit of rain, a little bit of water, just everything. You know what I'm saying? Why not? But the main thing is solar, because it's nothing but sun. Ain't no trees. So why not? Solar for solar building. You know what I mean? So your power, you gotta think about that. And if you just doing an RV, still, you know, some batteries or a nice little generator. A good generator to get is the Duo Daddies from Harbor Freight. The little 3500s. They're pretty good. They'll take care of you a house for it. Depends on what you're running on. If you're running on the big 200 gallon propane tank, you know, the food service kind, you'll get a full day run service out of it. But the regular 25 gallon joints or 25 pounds or whatever, you'll get 12 hours. So whatever, however you want to do it. But hold on, I get with that some more. I'm just killing time for this last 15 minutes. So you get the roads, the lighting, the water, where you're gonna poop at. And I guess the next one we'll talk about what kind of structures you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, did I talk about? Well, I'll do that in the next one. Alright, y'all. See you at the next one.